Hello, and welcome to Assignment 17, Letter Notes. So there's nothing to hand in for this assignment, but this is a case where you're going to be using the information in this video to format the next few letters. So a business letter is set up in a fairly specific way so that it makes it easy to find the information that you need later in order to respond to somebody's letter. So let's take a look. I've got all the information typed out, and now what we want to do is take a look at formatting. So I'm on the Layout tab, and I want to adjust the margins. Now, typically, Word sets up 1-inch margins, 2.5 centimeters all the way around. In this case, we want to adjust that a little bit, enlarge them. Sometimes by enlarging the margins, making more space around it, really makes it more visually appealing. So in this case, we're looking for different margins. So we're going to custom margins. We want the top to be 1.75. Let's bump that up to 1.7. Just type it in. 1.75, so 1 3/4 inches, and left and right. So we want 1.75 inches for the left, 1.75 for the right. I want 1.5 for the top and 1.5 for the bottom. Double check. Left and right 1.75, top and bottom 1.5. There we go. And it is in portrait. We can adjust to landscape, but we're not going to do that in this. And we want to apply that to everything. So click OK, and you'll notice that those margins on the left and right hand side have got a little bit bigger, compresses things, but leaves that nice wide margin on either side. Again, visually a little bit better and easier to read. So next, we want to make sure everything's lined up on the left, which we have done. So if it isn't like that, I can use Control-A to highlight everything, and I want left justify. Definitely don't want to center. All right, so left justify, and we want to make sure it is single spaced. So go to paragraph, click on the down arrow, and I want single spacing, so line space single, and no extra spacing before or after. So click OK, and you can see it's compressed it a bit. So this is why we need to space things out in order to make it look appropriate. So it starts off with the address, my name and the address. So I want to, after I do that, put in a double space. Click where I want, enter, and then we have the date. So 28th of January 2021, enter. And especially when the date's important, you want to write out the January. It makes it far easier to read. When people do the 28/1/21, it becomes really, really confusing because especially a lot of Americans don't like to do the date, the day of the month, then the year. They'll mix it up or change it. Especially they like to put the month first and the day second. So the day number isn't over 28, you don't know when it was written, and it becomes really confusing. If you write out January, February, March, etc., it's really, really clear when everything occurred, and there's no confusion. So that's definitely something a lot of people find frustrating with dates, is how people write it out. Next thing we need is the inside address. So in this case, I'm writing to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So I go to the end after United States and hit enter twice. Then we have the salutation, dear admissions officer. I'm going to double space after that. So when we look at this, you can clearly see my address. You can see the date. You can see the person that this is addressed to. So if they want to write back to me, they can see my address at the top. And especially a large organization like the MIT, huge university, tens of thousands of people work for them. Who does it go to? Well, they then need to be able to find the address internally of who actually this is going to, and the information is given. In this case, it's going to the admissions office. So now we want to go to the next part, and we want a double space between each paragraph. So I go to the end of my first paragraph, double space, go to the end of my second paragraph, double space. Then I want to have my closing, and so I need a space after this. And get rid of this. I need to leave space for me to sign this. I'm going to print it off and sign it. So I need a couple of spaces in order to do that. So now when we look back at it, you can see lots of white space, which makes it look better, and everything is nicely spaced. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and good luck with your future assignments.